Okay, ready? Blush time. Wait. We've got Burt's Bees. We've got Anastasia. And we've got Sigma. And you are over there. I played with glitter 3 days ago. I've taken 3 showers since then, and I still have glitter on my face. Like, how is that possible? You look very sad. I had a dream last night that I had lime green hair, and it was weird. George is about to bark. Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole, and this is my almost 3-year-old French Bulldog, George, and today he's gonna pick my makeup. I'm gonna let George run around a little bit. He's worked very, very hard for me, and trust me, he got a ton of treats after each and every selection, and then at the end, he got a nice big spoonful of peanut butter, but I did wanna go into a few things before I roll that footage of him picking out my makeup. I am in natural light, and what I mean by that is I have no studio lighting on whatsoever. I'm in front of 3 very large windows. I live off a busy street, so you'll hear some cars, and obviously the light will be changing throughout the video since I am only using natural daylight. I really like this type of video. I think it looks a lot more natural, and I think you guys are enjoying it as well. So let's go ahead and roll into that footage of George picking out my makeup. All right, so we've got ColourPop, we've got First Aid Beauty, and we've got e.l.f. George, pick one. Which one? I have nothing on my hand, sweetie. Pick a primer. Which one? Oh, I guess we got e.l.f. Okay. Okay, pick one. Go ahead, pick a foundation. We've got Pat McGrath, Milani, and NYX. Go ahead. Which one? Not Stanny. Which one of these? Oh, that's not a foundation. Oh, okay, we've got Pat McGrath. You ready for concealer, buddy? Okay, we've got e.l.f., we've got Pat McGrath, and we've got Milani. Go ahead, pick one. Pick one, bud. Which one? No, I know you just want to play with your brother. Stanley's gonna get you. Oh, you got it. e.l.f. Good choice, buddy. Good choice. We've got bronzer. So we've got Milani, L'Oreal, and Lawless. Go ahead, bud. Stanley's left the building. And George is very sad. Lawless, good boy. This is a good one. Lawless, golden hour. Scritchy break. Scritchy breaks. Scritchy breaks. Okay, let's pick a highlight. We've got Maybelline, Milani, and Ofra. Ooh, Milani. Good choice, bud. Okay, Burt's Bees, Anastasia, and Sigma. Which one? Which one? Over here. Anastasia. All right, buddy. And this is in Peachy Love. You're doing a good job, buddy. I know this is a lot. We've got a Sigma gel liner. We've got Tarte, and we've got Physicians Formula. Pick one. Which one? Which one, bud? Good job. We've got the Tarteist, however you say it, double take eyeliner. Okay, pick one. That was quick. Is this the way to do it? We've got my favorite, Rimmel Scandalize in Nude. YSL, Pat McGrath, Wet n Wild. Oh, Wet n Wild on a drugstore budget. Okay, this is one of my favorite lipsticks of all time, 902C Baradol. We've got Buxom, Pat McGrath, and Wet n Wild. Wow, you are really into the Wet n Wild. Wet n Wild, Send Nudes, right? Yeah, everybody loves this. I can't remember how much I like it. So good choice, bud. Oh, we're getting tired. Thrive, Pat McGrath, Maybelline. Which one? Oh, we got a little itch. We'll let that itch go. Snapscara, Pat McGrath, or Thrive? Ooh, Pat McGrath. You may have been following my finger on that one, but I know you're tired. So we've got a nice, good dark black formula. Okay. Okay, pick an eyeshadow palette, buddy. We've got Alter Ego, Jeffree Star, and Milani. Which one? Thirsty palette. I have not played with that palette in a hot minute, so good choice. Wow, You were really into that palette. Don't break it though. We've got Benefit, Elf, and Anastasia. Which one? Oh, littles. Oh, you littles. You need a scritchy break again? Okay. Hi. You are so handsome. Okay, you ready? We got Benefit, Elf, and Anastasia. Okay, I'm gonna put my hand up. Attack by kisses! All right, and for this round, oh, Benefit, good job. Let's go get some peanut butter for all that hard work, huh? Good boy. So that was super fun. I think George really enjoyed it. He got a lot of playtime. He got a ton of scratches, a ton of treats, and in fact, he's behind me knocked out right now. So I think he's very tired, which is perfect for filming this video. So let me know if you want to see me film this with my cats as well. I have an exotic short hair Stanley, and I have a Persian cat Theo. They both have the kind of mentality of like, I don't give an F, so I might have to entice them with some treats, but let me know. So let's go ahead and get started. George picked the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder. Oh no, this obviously is not gonna fly. All right, so what I meant to pick when I put those out was the e.l.f. Luminous Putty Primer, so we're just gonna assume he would have chose this as well. Really starting this video out on the right foot, but I haven't tried this for months. I think I got it a couple months ago, and I remember not being like crazy in love with it, so I'm happy I get to try it again because I don't think I would have grabbed for it again if he didn't choose the setting powder, but we're just gonna say primer because I don't know, when something doesn't immediately like tickle my fancy, I just don't grab for it again, you know what I mean? Feels nice though. Doesn't have too much of a scent. All right, primer feels nice. It's not sticky whatsoever. It's been sitting on the skin for about 5-ish minutes. I usually like to let my primers sink in for about 15 minutes to do their job, but I don't feel like this is doing much of anything. I don't think it's giving me a luminous base, and it claims to be a luminous primer, so I don't know. I like the ColourPop Hyaluronic Acid one, whatever it's called, a lot better. I think that truly gives me like a glass skin look, but we'll see if it does anything to the foundation. So speaking of foundation, George and his bougie butt decided to pick the Pat McGrath Labs Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation. I have the shade Light 7. This is a really, really nice and expensive, but really, really nice foundation. It's got about a medium coverage, so I'm gonna build up where necessary, but I don't feel the need to go in full coverage. I just like, I don't know, I've kind of changed my taste in foundation, and this is what I like, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply that now. This is my Sigma F80 brush, one of my absolute favorite brushes to apply foundation with, and I do have a code with Sigma. It's just BrittanyNichole, and I believe it gets you 10% off. My eyebrows are a hot mess right now, but I'm trying to embrace the quarantine, and I'm trying to like let my hair hang out, put masks on as much as possible. I know I look like a hot mess because I don't take my foundation up to my under eyes. I just don't like the cakiness of that, so bear with me as I talk through this, but my eyebrows are a hot mess, but I'm leaving them alone and I'm trying to let them grow out as much as possible, so please bear with me through this. All right, so speaking of concealer, I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I love this so much. I actually kind of stopped using it since I got the Pat McGrath concealer because I really, really, really love that, but I love this too. It's drugstore. It's like, I don't know, $6 or $8 from Target or CVS. It's just such a beautiful formula. So I'm glad George picked it because I haven't grabbed it for a while. All right, so let's move on to brows. George picked the Benefit Gimme Brow. I have number 3. I do think this is a really, really beautiful product, but I think that the e.l.f. Wow Brow in neutral brown, which is the color I get, is a little bit better for me and performs just the same, and the price difference is crazy. This is somewhere in like the $20 mark, and the e.l.f. Wow Brow is $4. So I have a couple of these because I bought them in the past, so I'm gonna use them obviously, but you know, if you're torn between this or if you love this but you want a more affordable option, e.l.f. Wow Brow is amazing. All right, so let's talk a little bit more about George, like I said I was going to. So George will be 3 July 31st. I cannot believe how quick time is going. I would love to get another Frenchie so George could have a playmate. You could see from the video he tries to like play with the cats, but obviously the cats, I mean the cats kind of enjoy it. They have fun, they bat at him, and he like play like bites. He never bites. He's never ever ever attacked my cats, and I think that's because I brought him in as a 9-week-old puppy, so they kind of like took him in as one of their own. So they play with each other for a little bit, but then the cats are like, yeah, dude, I'm done. I don't want to do this. And I know he wants to play so bad. He does have a trainer and he goes with a play group, but he had those papillomas, so he hasn't gone out with the trainer for a long time. And obviously we're all in quarantine now, so he's in quarantine with me. And I know dogs can't get it, but I prefer to be safe and not have any interaction with anybody. But yeah, he needs playtime, and I want to get another one. I would love to adopt one, but I was on a rescue, I'm not going to say the name of it, in Chicago, and I'm still on it because I never like withdrew my application, but for 10 years, and I never ever got a call back from them. Never. I live in apartments. I don't have a backyard. I had a backyard when I lived at home, obviously, but I live in the city of Chicago. There's not a lot of backyards unless you have like, you know, $1 million home, which I don't have. So I think that might be part of the reason, which I don't think is very fair because I work from home. I can provide for, you know, a dog. I know there's reasons, like if you work for a rescue, there's reasons they have these stipulations in place, but I just felt like I could never rescue because I was never getting a call back. So now more than ever, I would love to like foster one or something like that. You know, I don't know. I feel like everybody right now too is like, oh, I want to get a dog. I'm home, and I'm so thankful that I have George and my cats right now. You know, having them to cuddle, they truly are. I think in one way or another, every animal is a emotional support animal to their owners. I need to move on to the next step to keep things going here, and I'll continue that conversation. So we're going in with bronzer. This is the Lawless Golden Hour bronzer. I've been grabbing for this a ton lately, so I wonder if George could like smell my scent on it, and that's why he grabbed it. But anyway, I've started to go in over here, but like I was saying, I think that every animal in anyone's house is somewhat an emotional support animal. And I'm just so thankful that I have animals in my house to hold and cuddle, and I'm telling you, when I'm not feeling well, when I'm sick, when I'm sad, my cats and George will all come around me. They can truly sense when something's off with their owners. And, you know, everyone right now probably has some form of anxiety, and just like having an animal to cuddle makes such a difference. And I'm sure there's a lot of rescues right now who need, and you know, places that foster who need support. So obviously you need the means. You really need to think about it. It is no joke adopting an animal. It's a lot, and hopefully if you are adopting, you're making the right choice. But I feel like now more than ever, it's such a good time for people to adopt and rescue animals, because like we're all home and we have the time for it and the time to put into training. But obviously, with all that said, like make sure you can do it, because things are going to go back to normal, and you need to make sure you have, you know, money to hire a dog walker and time to put into training outside of your normal schedule. George picked the Anastasia blush trio in Peachy Love. I've recently refallen in love with these again and have been grabbing for them a lot. So again, I don't know if he smells my scent on it, but I'm just gonna do one of those motions. And yeah, like I was saying, when I got George, I did not use the puppy pads. I was just like totally against that because I didn't want him to learn to, you know, pee in the house. Would I do that again? I don't know. Again, I live in a condo in an apartment, like 3 floors. So I would have to like walk down the stairs, which I know it sounds like, oh, poor you walking down the stairs, but I wasn't just able to like pop out into the backyard. So I took him out every 30 minutes of the day. Every 30 minutes, I was like, okay, let's go. And I was so thankful that I work from home, but I was exhausted for the first like 2 months. By the end of the day, I like was going to bed at 7 o'clock. It was really tough. So just, you know, of course, do your research, especially if you're getting a puppy. Make sure that you have the time and the means to do it, because it is no joke adopting a dog. I know this is like, I'm saying like, yeah, now's the time to adopt dogs and stuff like that. And at the same time, or cats or whatever, anything, not just dogs. At the same time though, it is so much work. So I don't want to like plant a seed and then tell you guys that it's super easy, because it's not. I think back to my parents when I was like a kid and I was like, I want a dog. We always had dogs, but like when one passed away, or when I got older in like high school, when I was like, I want a dog for me, I'll take care of it. And they're like, you don't understand what goes into it. Like, I so appreciate that so much more now that I've done it, and I realize like how much actually goes into it. I completely forgot to have George pick a setting spray, and typically right now I just said, so we're just gonna, you know, skip past that and move into highlight. George picked the Milani highlight in Dolce Perla. This is a really pretty highlight, and I'm just using this Wet n Wild Bretman Rock brush. Do you guys have upstairs neighbors? And since they've been home, have they been so loud? My upstairs neighbors are so loud. Like, it's abnormal. I don't know if it's like the building I'm in. This is like a gut rehab of a very old building. So I don't know if it's the way things were built, but it is like they're jumping around, especially at night, like constantly. I'm not mad about it. Like, we're all home, we're all in this together, but it is loud. The skin looks really good. I'm really, really impressed, but we do have to go in and do eyes. So George picked the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette. I have an idea. I've been wanting to do like one of those like highlights on the inner corner with like a bright color. A lot of people do it with like a neon pink, but I think I'm gonna try yellow. I don't know. I've just been in the mood for yellow lately. So this might be a hot mess. This might look terrible. I don't know. I'm pretty nervous to do it, which is why I haven't done it yet and I haven't practiced this, but I'm gonna grab this Wet n Wild kind of thicker pencil brush and go into Quench, which is the yellow in the palette. This looks really, really pigmented, and see how this works. All right, we might have to take our bronzer and run that through the crease. Let's not get yellow on our nose, Brittany, but the thing is, like, I don't know where people, like, where do you bring it up to? I mean, obviously it depends on face shape. I'm gonna grab a smaller one. This is a Morphe M431 and pack on a little bit more. I think I'm just gonna kind of like fade it up into nothing when there's like nothing left. Just kind of like, you know, interesting. Let me go ahead and just throw a little bit of bronzer through the crease. I'll run the bronzer under the eye as well. I'm just taking a little bit of Kumquat from the Thirsty palette as well and just running that in to kind of intensify that a little bit more. And then when there's like nothing left, I'm just kind of running it down the lid. Pretty. If I wasn't doing like the George choosing my makeup, I would probably lay down like a white base just to intensify that like yellow inner corner area a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one off camera and then we'll follow up with liner and mascara. All right, so I really like this. It's really different. It's a fun way to play with color. I wish this was slightly like lighter, like greeny neon color, but that's okay. We're working with what we have because the love of my life, George, picked it. But I'm gonna pop off here and I'm gonna apply my liners. So again, he picked the Scandalized Nude, so that's going on the lower waterline, upper waterline, Tarte Double Take liner, and then I'm gonna apply my mascara. George picked the Pat McGrath Labs mascara. This is a very dark black mascara, which I think is gonna be really good to contrast the yellow. So I'll do all of that off camera because that's a very boring, kind of gross process to watch, you know what I mean? And then I'll be right back here. That mascara is so pretty. It makes my lashes look so full and separated. I love it. I barely went in with any on the lower lash line just because I didn't wanna make a black mess anywhere. And I think having the focus on the upper lash line is the way to go with this one. So let's go on to lips. George picked out the budget-friendly Wet n Wild duo here. He picked the 902C Bare It All lipstick. This is one of my absolute favorites. And then on top of that, I will put the Wet n Wild Send Nudes. Ooh, this like complements the look so well. Good job, buddy. I don't have a paper towel in front of me, so I've literally been wiping everything on my sweatpants. Really nice. All right, you guys, and that is it for this look. I think this turned out so pretty. It's so different for me, but I absolutely love it. I'm so happy George picked some different palettes and some different things that I haven't used for a while so I can kind of rediscover it. That's definitely a good thing to do at this time. makeup is probably the last thing people want to go out and buy. So get in your makeup stash and play with new things. If you have an animal, throw some things out on the floor and say, hey, choose something. It's fun to kind of challenge yourself in this way. So I had a really fun time. I hope this was entertaining to watch. Let me know what you think about this look right here. Do you guys like this whole like pop of color on the inner corner? Like I said, I've wanted to do it for a long time, but I've also kind of been like, ooh, that's different. That's, you know, but I really like how it looks. And like I said, this is very, very outside of my comfort zone. So again, I hope this video was fun to watch. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. Definitely give me a follow on Instagram as well. My animals are all over my Instagram stories. Pretty much like 80% of my Instagram stories are my cats and my dog, so definitely give me a follow on there. Otherwise, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.